we set up a following appointment for this Thursday. So I showed the home with the parents. Now I'm going to show it with the parents and the daughter. The daughter's the one that's buying. And then one of these guys I've been showing homes near the U of A yesterday, confirmed I was his agent on Zillow. So that's a good sign.
That is a good sign.
Yes.
Other wins, celebrations. Something you're just dang proud of.
I got two referrals yesterday
Nice.
from two different lead sources. One that I had been nurturing for about 2 years. It was a networking event that I went to, and a gal sent me a client that I'll be meeting with this next week. So that was really cool to see.
Way to go, Miss Fabby. How are the other things you and I talked about? They in the works?
I'm working on them, yeah.
Awesome. Let me know what I can do to support.
Thank you.
Carry on. Jim, another win from California since we got two from California.
We're from California, so we're winning.
Ooh, yeah, take that.
I wouldn't exactly say that. I'm from California too, so I'm going to nullify that.
Sorry,
Y'all are
kid.
still there. I'm winning. I left.
I left California.
Yeah, so Eric and we're winning. We left.
Me too. I won too.
There you go.
Haters.
Well, we can't talk to Jess. She thinks San Diego has good Mexican food, so.
Haters.
Better than Tucson.
Oh shit.
We'll talk about winning when Fabby's on the beach in the summertime and it's 81 degrees and you guys are 116.
Okay. It'll be 81 degrees at like 4 o'clock today.
I mean, it's only 40
In the
degrees here
summertime,
right now.
man. In the summertime.
It's a dry heat. Well, it is Tuesday. I think we got a lot of work ahead of us. I really do. Yesterday, we had a good conversation about playing all in. Seth sent me out the outline to his website he's having built. It's going to be fantastic. So, starting up something pretty crazy. I talked to a lot of you yesterday that were working on different aspects of your marketing, setting off different things. Mikey and I actually worked on something for our team to create giveaways and lockbox things. The small details are what set you apart from everybody else. Why would someone use you as a real estate professional and not their aunt or their cousin or their cousin's neighbor's dog groomer's third baby cousin's hairdresser? Well, because you do the little things different. Do details matter? Are they the details in the transaction or are they the details about the people? Both, right? Nuances matter. Details matter. People matter. So, what conversations, topics, situations do you guys want to work on today so that we can make the best use of our time this morning and maximize your guys' return to put you out there ready to be a dynamic realtor? Silence. Love it. Silence is golden, just not at 8:30 in the morning, guys. You guys
Yeah,
be quiet tonight.
I ran into two this past week of someone I met asking why they should use an agent opposed to doing it themselves.
It's a great question.
Yeah, I ran into two of those this week, and three over the last month.
Okay.
Four over the last month.
Why? Why should someone use an agent and not do it themselves in both buying and selling? Let's start with the buying side.
I mean, that
Why?
list is long. That's a long list.
Well, for one, we understand and know how to draft the contracts. That's a simple, easy one.
Okay. There's there's a long list, contracts. Seth, what are your thoughts?
Can they do it without an agent? I'm sorry for my ignorance, but can
No,
you
please.
even buy real estate without an agent?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You absolutely can do this unrepresented. Buying and sell side and I tell you guys this all the time, they don't need you. They don't. You are a benefit. You are a perk. You hire a professional to get it done right. Do I need a doctor or a surgeon to remove a deep splinter from my arm? No,
Technically, no.
No, you
I
could
could do it. I could do it myself. I really could. Are the results going to turn out as I want them to?
Probably
Maybe.
not.
Probably not. But yes, as a buyer, can I buy real estate without a licensee? Absolutely.
You can sell real estate without a license too.
At first sale by owner happens all the time. You have first sale by owner and buying without agents.
Part of my listing presentation is teaching them how to do FSBO.
Yeah. You don't need me, right? I love that. I'm coming from a place of you don't need me, but I'm going to show you why you want me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
As a buyer, right, it's important that you know the risks of buying and selling in real estate. You don't need me. You can absolutely do it on your own. But why would you? Why would you risk yourself in the largest financial decision you're likely to make? So, what are some of the dollar productive things we do to protect and support buyers?
Negotiate.
Okay.
We got negotiations. We have contract writing. We have
One at a
home
time.
searches.
Eric, you are two on top of the ball. I want these other jabronis to speak up this morning.
Dan, you shared a stat a while back that I used on a listing presentation where if you sell it yourself, you're going to get on average 17% less. So
Yeah,
it's like,
we're not quite there at the seller stuff. We're still working on buyers. I
oh,
want
that's
you guys
right.
to
Never
keep the
mind.
mindset around buying side, right? As a buyer, an unrepresented buyer versus a represented buyer, what would a real estate professional benefit the represented buyer for?
Negotiate a better price.
Okay, we talked negotiation, right? Better price. Save you money.
And say keep more money in your pocket,
Okay, more cash in your pocket,
cover your ass.
right? Definitely cover your assets.
Little bit of a buffer between emotions and decision making.
That's a big one, right? I'm here as a guide to make sure that you're making a sound decision. Because do people make the best decisions when they're emotional? No, not at all. Do we want them to be emotional?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, because emotion dispels a lot of the fluff. We get the truth when get people emotional about stuff. And they're like, oh my God, I love this house. It's so perfect. You're like, great. Let's make this work for you. What else do we do?
We
Organize and
literally open
coordinate.
the door. Without our license, they can't get in.
Quite literally, we open the door for them. Physically and literally. And figuratively, as well as metaphorically. Have you helped a buyer buy a house and at the end of it say, I don't know how I could have done this without you? In some format or another.
Mhm.
How many times have we had to keep the train of the real estate escrow on the track? How many different spots in the contract can the buyer be harmed if they do not have proper guidance and education?
A lot.
How many times have you worked with an agent on the other side that didn't know what they were doing and you could have easily taken advantage of them? You don't need to use me, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer. You can absolutely do this on their own, on your own. But why would you go to court without a realtor? Or so why would you go to court without a lawyer? Why would you go to fight without a champion? Why would you show up to a gunfight with a water hose?
We can recommend the best vendors, like the best lender and inspector, etc.
Yeah. Why would you hire me? Because I'm here to make the process as smooth and easy as possible and make sure that you're making a well-informed decision that works for your lifestyle, your budget, and your future goals. Can you do this without me? Absolutely. But why would you? Right there, I just put the doubt in there. Why would you? That
And
makes
after the
people think,
transaction.
yeah. People are like, oh, I can fill out documents. You can't use real estate documents if you're not a realtor. The AAR forms or CAR forms or NAR forms, whatever forms you're using, are accessible by realtors. Not even just licensees, right? Do we know that there is unlicensed, licensed realtor? We are licensed real estate professionals. Does that not set you up above, right? It's like going to a medical clinic and talking to the nurse or the doctor. Both are trained. One's been trained a little longer. Don't you dare tell my wife I said that, because she will stab me, because she believes that nurses do more than doctors do. And I agree with her.
I would agree.
But the doctors have gone to school longer and are technically more educated.
They're the broker.
They are the broker, right? That's me. I'm the broker. I've been through this. I've done through this. I've gotten the t-shirts. They don't fit anymore, but I've got them still. Why do you need to use me as a buyer? You don't. But why would you want to do this on your own? I'm here to help you find a great deal, find a great house, make a great decision. And in doing so, I'm going to navigate the conversations, the negotiations, help you with the paperwork, and navigate all of the ups and downs of a transaction to make sure that it closes successfully. NAR puts out a report every single year that gives us a clean insight on what buyers and sellers want out of their agents. And the top three are: help me with the decisions, like help me negotiate, help me with the paperwork, and protect me. Why else would I pay 3% of the sales price to you? Well, because I'm going to make sure that you save more than that. Now, do we understand how we can navigate that better, Sheldon?
Absolutely.
This is a value conversation. In the absence of value, all you can negotiate is price. So you as a buyer's representative need to have a clear-cut understanding of value. What value do I bring? And if you don't have that, sit down and write a list of all the things you as a realtor and a buyer's agent do to protect that client. Seriously, write out a whole, to take a notebook and just start writing: negotiate, contracts, opening doors, talking to the other agent, setting them up with escrow, having the best vendors, talking them off the ledge, marriage counseling, suicide prevention. I'm not kidding. I have done all of these things. There's 182 jobs that you do as a real estate professional in every transaction. Most of them we don't even talk about. All right, let's put our different hats on. Buyer hats off, seller hat on. Why was a seller, right? Did they need to use you?
No.
Why would they?
Mars stat.
Right? Traditionally, we see NAR says that sellers that sell their house on their own walk away with about 17% less in their pockets than the use of a traditional real estate agent. Most sellers are like, I don't want to pay the realtor's commission of 6%. Okay. To avoid 6%, you lost an additional 11%. Everything we talked about on the buyer side, does that not work for the seller side?
Mm-hmm. And I think emotion is different on the seller side.
Yeah, a lot more.
Yeah. Like, whereas buyers are getting excited, or they're like, their emotions different. Sellers are like, maybe they're keeping themselves from, getting a certain price or putting their home on the market for a certain price because of that emotion that they have, or emotional attachment they have on their home.
Keeping them out of their own way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm here to be your guide.
I liked how you guys taught us it's sort of like selling a Rolex at a garage sale. Would you pay full price?
That's a great analogy, Laura. Would you tell the newbies the whole thing?
Well, just when people know that you're selling it yourself, they expect a deal. So just like if you're at a garage sale, you don't expect to pay full price. That's why people get lowballed. That's where that 17% less comes from. So just sort of picking your analogy to help people envision it.
Stories sell, my friends. You've heard me say this before. Facts tell, stories sell. We have grown up in story mode our entire lives. So we create those stories that become visual. Like, would you pay full price for a Rolex at a garage sale? Most people are going to say no.
You should, but I wouldn't.
Let me ask one of the gold jeweler people on the call. Josh, are you going to pay full price for a Rolex at a garage sale? He's all, I don't know where the unmute button is.
No.
Absolutely
Josh, not.
Are you going to pay full price for anything at a garage sale? No. He's all, I'm trying, no, I can't. I
I'm
can't.
trying to think. I'd have to really, really want it.
Yeah, but no, but this, and Mara's right. And that has become the presumption of value is when I am doing this on my own, I assume that I'm getting a deal. And most sellers that sell on their own are either underpriced or overpriced. Very rarely are they right priced. And even if they are right priced, they get those buyers. They're like, oh, you don't have an agent. I do. Let's go to work, right? You're the sheep. I'm bringing my wolf along. Huff and puff and blow your house. And speaking of wolf, Mike has his, literally, right there. Okay, so we negotiate, we protect, we guide. What else do we do? Do we
Or
not?
the guidance of getting the house ready? Like that same listing I got was some agent came in and told her she's gonna have to like change everything in her kitchen, and I'm like, no, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
So sellers don't know what they should fix and what they shouldn't, and we give them good guidance on that.
Provide value, right? In prospecting, we provide value in preparation, we provide value in protection, and we provide value in process.
Which I was just going to say provide accounting, which is part of the process.
Yeah. I've had sellers that did not know they had extra debts on their loans or extra fees that they had to pay. They weren't ready for it. And I went back and negotiated. Like right now, we have a $50,000 land deal that we just found out the leach fields and the septic are bad. Once I have that bill, I'm going to go to the buyers first, negotiate a win, then take it to the seller and say, hey, we have a problem, but here's a solution. If a seller gets that phone call and says, hey, Jim, here's Dan from Dam Septic. You have a bad leach line. And Jim's like, oh my God. But now Jim goes to his realtor and his realtor's like, I don't know what happens. Let's figure it out. Or you go to a good professional like us and we negotiate with the septic company to get the best deal possible.
Mm-hmm.
We negotiate with them to get paid out of escrow so my client doesn't have to come out of pocket. We go to the buyer's agent and say, hey, you guys are buying this at a deal anyways. Help out. Let's split this 70-30 because you're getting the benefit long term. Then I go to the seller and say, okay, here's what it's going to cost us. Here's what it should have cost. Here's what it's going to cost. We provide value in droves, which you need to understand how. It's not just negotiating and contracts. Those are two very big dollar productive things that we do. But as a seller's agent, you're helping people make good decisions. Get used to saying that sentence. I am here to help you make a well-informed decision.
I've done that with roofs a dozen times.
Yeah. Do you play two roofers off each other?
Get estimates. I played the buyer and the seller off each other.
Shit, go a step further and play roofers off each other. Hey, give me your best deal. I got, Aaron's Roofing gave me this price. Sheldon's Roofing gave me this price. All right, Scott's Roofing, what can you do? Oh, Scott beat both of them. Great. I'm going back to Aaron. Hey, Scott's Roofing can do this. Sheldon, Scott's Roofing can do this. Aaron goes, okay, I'll beat that price. Now I'm going to Josh's Roofing. Josh, this is my best deal. Can you beat it? Josh is all, oh, that's tight. I don't know if I can beat it. I'm going to go back to Scott and be like, hey, man, I got someone to beat your deal. Can you do better? And Scott's like, man, I'll give you $500 off. Boom. But Scott gets the deal. Mikey and I did that on a few deals, and it's like the change of like $7,000 just by working back and forth, back and forth. And the roofers are like, you're just playing me against someone else to get a better deal. Absolutely. If you'd give me your best deal up front, I wouldn't have had to do this.
And we're giving them more work.
Yeah.
One of them was just a one-time shot, but they had two roofs in a row. They were taking it.
Right there. We provide resources, connections, networks. My vendors will do things for me they won't do for you. Because I've sent them 50 different roofs. You're just one seller, one for sale by owner that may pick up the phone to call Scott's Roofing. But when Scott gets a phone call from me or an email from me and says, hey, I've got this roof at this house that needs to get fixed, and Scott goes, I'm on it, Dan. I'll have it done next week. You guys can pay me in 3 weeks when escrow closes. But to Joe Schmo, the realtor, or the realtorless seller, no, you pay me up front, 50% up front. I'll put you on the calendar for 3 months from now.
Can I share the Dakota story, Dan? Or
Yes,
is
please.
it time for it? So I think one of the most important things is, in order to, like what Dan's saying about his relationships with his vendors, is because of the conversations and the time and the experience that you do. It's, you know, you don't just, it doesn't just fall into place to where he's at a point where everything is negotiable. And so Dan and I were just, we were talking back and forth, just, you know, boy truck stuff, right? And we were looking at trucks and things like that. And it's like, okay, cool. I looked at this one, but you know, at this price, I'm not ready to buy it. Whatever, you know, it's a builder project type of deal. And Dan asked me, he's like, well, what do you think it's worth? And I said, well, you know, on a good day with it running and everything like that, maybe 2,400, but it doesn't run. To me, it's only worth like $600-700. The guy was asking, I think, what was it, 1,200 or something? Yeah. And anyway, long story short, we went on our conversation. Dan comes back and says, hey, he'll take 600 for it, you know. And it's just, he just asked him about it. And I think that's something that we forget, is it doesn't hurt to ask. You know, the worst they can do is say no, or they fall into what you're requesting. So.
A lot of people are afraid to ask. Right? Discounts, deals.
Well, they're afraid to offend, right? That's why you're typically afraid to ask, afraid to offend. This guy had the truck sitting there for 6 months. He just needed it out of his life, and you know, no one was giving him what he wanted for it. So,
and we happened to say, I'll come today with cash. You know, he's all, do 700 and come get it today. I'm like, I can't. 700 is too much. He's all, fine. 600 today. Bring a trailer. And Mikey drove the truck up on the trailer.
Heck yeah.
It's just because sometimes we need a second person to bounce an idea off of, because they're too tied to the outcome. I really want it, but I want it for this price. Okay, well, what if we got it for this price and this, and this, and this, and then this? Other terms involved. That's why you, as a real estate professional, provide so much value on the buying and selling side of things. It's not just, I'm going to open the door, fill out the documents, and give you your keys. Honestly, I think a lot of people think that's what we do. So you, as a real estate professional, get in the mode of telling the story of what you've done, what dragons you've slayed, right? Seeing the fables of what you, Maggie the realtor, have done to protect and guide this buyer or seller.
There was somebody at a party that I went to who he used to be in real estate, or his family is in real estate, but in Mexico, and was just kind of like ragging on like real estate agents. And then he turns to me and he goes, oh yeah, like you get these like big commission checks and you're just like rolling in the dough. And I just kind of let him go off. I was like, you have no idea what we do. And he's done that to me a couple of times, and I was just like, you guys, you have no idea what
blood, sweat, and tears. Our job is blood, sweat, and tears.
I was like, yeah.
With a little script.
So, yeah, it's always funny when people say that.
Tell them if it was such big commission checks, how come you don't do it anymore?
Yeah, because he likes to wake up at 4 in the afternoon and work at his restaurant job. No hate though. No hate though. Couldn't be me though.
All right, 5 more minutes. What are the questions on this? What are the thoughts on this? What are the squirms in your brain telling you?
Did I need to write this down?
Take the exercise. Write it down. What do I do for buyers? What do I do for sellers? 2 different pages. Take the exercise and just brain mash. Just word vomit all over your pages.
Yeah, and to piggyback on that, like, you know, I had a client that same thing, Fabi. She, you know, we sold them their home, and she's just like, man, you made so much money on this, and da, da, da. And she wanted to go get her real estate license, just so that way in the future, when she sold her home, she was able to save that commission or keep it, you know. And it's like, is it really worth it for you to go through all the classes, pay the fees? Because she's like, well, it's not even expensive to go through to get your license. And after she really thought it through, and it's now been 5 years since they bought the home, probably wouldn't have been worth it to hold. I
Yeah.
mean, she's not saving anything by holding all those costs for 5 years, and they really have no desire to go anywhere else.
Yeah.
And then sprinkle in all the everything that we do. It helps make sense to them.
To still negotiate less on their sale or something. So yeah, I just think like good luck to those people. If it was so easy, we wouldn't have such a big like fail rate.
And
those are kind of a barrier to entry that those aren't the people I want to work with.
Right.
If that's your mindset, we're not going to be a good match.
Mm-hmm.
And those clients walked into, what was it? I believe it was around 50,000 in equity before they even did anything, and that was at a time that there was you really couldn't, equity was slowing down walking into it. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm letting you guys continue talking. This is where when you share your ideas and thoughts of the conversation we had, it anchors with other people. That's an aha. Not just the physical sound of an aha, Eric, you buffoon.
How I've explained that objection, like my commission looks so much, a basic, and sometimes it's exact and sometimes isn't, but explain to them that our commission gets split 4 ways before we get to it.
Let me stop you there. Let me stop you
they
there.
don't care
No
about
one
that.
cares. No one cares. It sounds like a great objection, and some of the online gurus say, yeah, talked about how your commission is split by the taxes and to the broker and to my family. No one fucking cares. My job is to get you where you want to go, and if I do so, will you compensate me for doing that? Great. Move forward.
Well, more like I bring value,
Yes.
and hiring me is going to save you money, and this is how, and this is where, and this is the bottom line.
Exactly, Julian, and I want everyone to hear that. Nobody cares that you have to pay a broker split. Nobody cares you got to pay taxes. Nobody cares.
because
So don't let that be part of it. It's
because
part of
every
your
business
business.
has an expense.
Yeah, and you tell them that, every business has an expense. This is my professional fee. This is what I charge to do the services I do. And in doing so, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z for you. That is your wall of value.
But I think you have to, it's important to remind people that even this business still has an expense because they don't see it. But when you have a retail store, they're walking into a building, they're seeing supply, they're seeing, all of your product and everything else. So they kind of have a understanding that there's an expense. When they just see us,
Yeah.
it's almost like going to the garage sale. You don't have a building, you don't have a house. It's just you as a person sitting here in front of me, and oh my God, you must be making all kinds of money, which can be true.
That's a good reminder too, though.
You're right.
If you don't tell them about it, it didn't happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
All the stuff we do behind the scenes, make it a point to tell your clients what you're doing. Hey, I just did this. Hey, I just got this taken care of. They should be like, good God, like, holy cow.
Mm-hmm.
I just got a fun win to share with you guys. A client and friend of mine put the Big Rock Realty Group as a sponsor of their race. I didn't pay him anything. He did it himself.
That's cool.
We're the third lap sponsor for the Adult Clone Memorial Race 30 lap main event. Tucson Karts and Speedway presents. That's pretty neat.
Mike, are you racing in it again this year?
Oh, the cart's something different. No, I'm not doing Tour de Tucson this year.
No,
yeah.
Mike does bikes. Mike's on a bike.
I didn't know. I just heard race and,
Yeah. No,
I was like, whatever.
This is big
Could
boy
be a foot
racing.
race.
Yeah, this is big boy kart racing. Those are the 100-mile-an-hour shifter carts that are like this tall.
Jesus.
That looks like real life Mario Kart. So
That's right up your alley.
I would look like Bowser on that thing. I'm not gonna lie, or King Kong, just white.
Sounds like you need to wrap one, Mike. Mike.
I hope today was worth your time and you learned something. I think that question's a great question, Sheldon, is why would we use? You don't have to, right? You don't have to use a realtor. Why would you go without, right? Why would you go to court without a lawyer when you know the other side has Johnny Cochran? Is Johnny Cochran even alive?
Yeah.
If you guys don't know who Johnny Cochran is, it's because he's like the most infamous lawyer out there because, well,
O.J. Simpson.
he's the one that got O.J. Simpson off of murder. I don't know why the jury didn't realize it. Yeah, once you put gloves in water, they shrink. But whatever. This glove doesn't fit me. It did when you used it. Shut up. All right. Nobody thought that man was innocent. Anyways.
Everybody knows he wasn't innocent.
Yeah, nobody thought that man was innocent. Not even a jury, but they had no proof. If it don't fit, you must have quit. All right.
It's interesting. His estate is now settled with Ron Goldman's family. As of yesterday.
Is it?
What was that?
His estate has settled, I think, $58 million with Ron Goldman's family.
All right, my friends. Thank you for everything. Let's go do. Hey, for my Tucson agents today at the office, 11 o'clock, Friendsgiving. There'll be fun food and snacks at the office. Christina's, oh shit, I forgot. That's all right.
Who likes iced coffee?
You just bring yourself, and James, he has to come too. He's part of the team.
Get your laptop.
Just looked across the way. He's like, "You're going with us." All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. If you need me, text me.